Hello, Brennan. Welcome back to FX Street. My name is Akash, and today we're going to be taking a look at Ethereum and discuss what's happening with it and the upcoming merge and what you can expect going forward. And if you should hold your altcoins, like for example, there are a lot of Ethereum-centric coins that are pumping, like Ethereum Classic, Optimism, ENS, Matic, blah, blah, blah. So if you should hold them, what you should do before the merge, what you should do after the merge, what are the possible plays and that kind of stuff. So before we get into that, please make sure to head on over to our YouTube channel and hit the subscribe button. And if you want to stay updated with the hottest trends in the crypto market, make sure to also click on the bell icon. You can give us a follow on Twitter at FXS Crypto. And if you enjoy the content that I put out, make sure to give me a follow as well at Mangeko with a zero at the end. Right, so let's get into Ethereum. Before we get into the price action, I want to talk about a couple of scenarios, right? The first thing is Ethereum price is pumping because of the merge, and the speculators basically are looking at this particular event as a bullish event, and which is the reason why Ethereum has rallied roughly 102% since July 13th, right? So with this thing, not only Ethereum, right? A lot of altcoins have rallied as well. For example, if you look at Ethereum Classic, if you look at Optimism, if you look at ENS, if you look at Matic, and all these Ethereum related coins have been pumping a lot relative to other altcoins. And one of the reasons why this is happening is because investors, like traders basically, or investors, traders, market participants, whatever you call them, these guys are thinking that because of the merge, these altcoins are going to be also favorable. Like, for example, if you look at Ethereum Classic, right, a lot of the miners are gonna have to stop mining Ethereum because of the merge, and they're going to have to shift to a new chain. Right? And the best chain with not a lot of changes to their mining equipment is Ethereum Classic, which is why the hash rate for Ethereum Classic started rallying quite a bit by somewhere along the start of July. And I think after July 13th, it really took off because of the CPI announcement. Right. So similarly, there was Matic that rallied quite a bit because it's a layer 2 scaling solution for Ethereum. And then Optimism, another layer 2 scaling solution, started rallying quite a bit. So all of these coins have rallied like considerably over the past few weeks and are now sitting at levels which, like, for example, if you look at Optimism, right, it is almost, not almost, it has done more than undo its bear market losses, and it's gone more than that, right? Like it rallied roughly from some July 13th, 453%, right? So what's going to happen, right, with merge only like what's it, 15, no, 30 days away from today's date? So this particular website basically predicts that the current hash rate is roughly around 910 terahash per second, and the last hash rate, or the total terminal difficulty, is going to be this number. So it's going to happen on September 15th at roughly, oh, it's changed now. It's at 2:32 UTC. Earlier it was 12 p.m. UTC. But yeah, so with only a month left to go, I want to talk about what could happen, right? The first scenario is like right now, what a lot of traders are doing is basically they are long Ethereum spot and they are short futures. For example, like if you look at what's happening right now on FTX, just look for ETH. You can see that the ETH perp is basically for this December perp is currently trading at 1868, while the Ethereum perpetual futures are trading at roughly 1893, which is $30 discrepancy. And if you look at spot, right, ETH is trading at 1893, 18, roughly the same as its perpetuals, right? So you can see there's a huge difference, right? So this is because a lot of investors going into the merge are basically buying Ethereum spot, and they're shorting long dated futures as a hedge against the spot position. Right, this is a very classic move during forks. Something similar happened during the Bitcoin and Bitcoin Cash fork, where like there was a backwardation in, and what a backwardation is basically is when the spot price is greater than the futures price, which means that a lot of investors are buying spot and are shorting futures, long dated futures, basically to hedge the position. So as this gap widens, it basically indicates that more and more people are getting onto this particular sort of delta neutral trade, and was first pointed out by Galois Capital's Kevin Zhou. So since then, this gap between the ETH spot and ETH futures has only widened, right? So as the merge approaches, right, a lot of investors are going to start offloading the positions. Basically, they're not going to offload their ETH spot, but they're obviously going to offload their long-dated futures, which will cause the backwardation to basically collapse and converge into where the spot price currently is. So the person that starts doing this, it's like it's a feedback cycle. The more people start doing it, the more quickly the backwardation diminishes, right? So with that in mind, you have to understand that going into merge, there's going to be massive volatility, more than what we're seeing right now. A lot of the only reason why investors are kind of holding, actually there are two reasons why investors are holding ETH spot, mainly because they think that proof of stake is going to be a wild success, and B, they are going to get an airdrop, which is a proof of work Ethereum coin, which is going to be run by miners. So there's as Goliath Capital's Kevin Zhou stated, there's his estimates are roughly 5 and 95% value split, which means that the Ethereum hard fork, which is Ethereum proof of work, is going to kind of capture like 5% of the value from the main Ethereum beacon chain that is running right now. So there's going to be complex scenarios that are going to evolve, but I think the best case scenario, like the way you can look at it for retail traders, is to kind of start booking profits. Like if they're in ATC, Optimism, and all those coins, right? I think it's the best to start booking profits or DCA into profits right now, dollar cost average, right? So you're probably not sell the whole thing right away, but you could probably start tapering off on your investments and probably buy back a little later after the merge, because there's going to be a massive dump around the merge. There's going to be massive volatility, like I mentioned, right? But Arthur Hayes, the ex-co-founder, ex-CEO of BitMEX and co-founder of BitMEX, basically states that there's going to be positive feedback loop with if the merge is successful and the people that are shorting ETH futures are going to cover their positions. And if the speculators who believe in the triple halving start getting into leverage long positions, in which case the futures, which is currently in backwardation, will go into contango, in which, or contango, however you want to pronounce it. In that case, the futures price is going to be higher than the spot price, right? So it's going to create a massive pressure on the buy side of the market. So he says, so basically his tweet thread posted on August 11th indicates that Ethereum spot price is going to continue rallying higher. And it is contingent on the fact that the merge is successful. So yeah, if you want to read about it, I'm going to be putting out an article about it. I think I'm much more clear in my article if I was not clear right now in the video. So basically, to sum it all up, ETH is going to probably face a little bit of retracement, but it'll eventually continue rallying if the merge is successful. And on top of that, Ethereum Classic, Optimism, Matic, or any other tokens that have rallied over the past few days because of the merge are going to face significant drawdowns. And the most drawdown that I think is going to be faced by Ethereum Classic, mainly because the miners are going to stick to proof of work and they're not going to lend their hash rate to the Ethereum Classic community. So the hash rate that is currently gone towards Ethereum Classic is going to rotate back into ETH proof of work, at least until like for a few moments. So in that case, I believe Ethereum Classic is going to have a massive sell-off. Right, let's get into the price action for Ethereum right now to end this. So as you can see, every dip along the way has been a pretty good buy, be it spot or futures, right? And right now, Ethereum price is also undergoing one such retracement. And I feel like the best position to kind of buy Ethereum would be around 1852, considering Bitcoin is kind of stabilizing, right? For now, I expect Bitcoin price to continue this downtrend at least up to 30-day EMA, or perhaps somewhere around 23.7K, where the 200 weekly moving average is. So in that case, I'm expecting the 1852 support level to kind of hold the downswing. If not, then we could probably expect 1786 to be a good support level, right? So anywhere from 1730 to 1780, I think is anywhere above 1730 is basically a good buy for Ethereum. And the next level that you're going to be looking at is 2.2K. And beyond that, we have 2.3K. So these are the two levels that I think we're going to achieve before merge. It could go higher up to 2.5K, but I'm not sure. Like if you look at a lot of options data, right, it's indicating that a lot of the call options are centered around 2.2K, 2.3K, at the most 2.5K. Like there are some options that are expecting up to 5K per ETH, but I don't know if it's ever going to happen. But with 30 days left, a lot of the market is going to experience a lot of volatility. So for now, I think I'm going to say anywhere from 2.2K to 2.5K is the local top for Ethereum. But if we get a breakdown of 1730, there's a pretty good chance Ethereum price is going to crash all the way down to 1543, perhaps even fill the FEG formed here on a 4-hour time frame, which extends all the way up to 1466. Right, as long as price kind of stays in the 1500 region, there's no threat, immediate threat of a downside. But once we get a flip of 1282, perhaps 1300, I think that's when you start to kind of explore the downside possibility or a continuation of this bear market that you've seen here so far. Right. To that regard, I do want to show you guys another Ethereum chart posted by CBS, a cold-blooded chiller. There you go. Well, this guy posted an amazing chart earlier today of Ethereum. Yep, there you go. So this particular bear market in 2018, yeah, in 2018 we saw a mini rally, right? It rallied 131%, and that's where Ethereum price kind of formed a local top and rallied all the way down. Perhaps I think it was, I don't know, it was in double digits. Yep, Ethereum went down into double digits, $83 was the bottom, right? So I'm not saying it's going to go into double digits, but I still feel like I mentioned in a lot of my macro Ethereum articles, that it could head all the way down to 600. So I am exploring the possibility of that, like after merge. Right. So for now, I think a local top around 2300 seems very reasonable. 2300, 2500. And as you can see, the volume profile also kind of corresponds or like adds credence to that particular scenario, where 2.5, 2.6K feels like a place where a local top would form. So yeah, in a very conservative kind of outlook, 2.3K, in like a fairly optimistic outlook, it could go up to 2.6K is where local top would form. But eventually, like I mentioned in a lot of my old macro articles for Ethereum, $600 seems likely after merge. But let's see how things goes. I don't want to predict too far into the future. So that is pretty much it for today's extremely long video for Ethereum merge. If you enjoyed this analysis, please make sure to like, comment, and subscribe.